watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of South Florida high school baseball. We have a good one for you today from Westland Gardens Park in beautiful Hialeah Gardens between the visiting team, the South Dade Bucs, that are led by their head coach, Omar Baldo. The home team are the Mater Academy Lions, and at the helm is Humberto Bencomo. We should have a good one for you today. The starter on the mound for the Bucs is Jonel Juveras, and on the mound for the Mater Academy Lions, it's Heudy La Rosa. I'm Uncle Muggs. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play today, and our sponsor for this show is Florida State Tentless Termite Treatments. And if termites are creeping in your home, don't wait for the damage to start. Protect your home with Florida State Tentless Termite Treatments. Forget about the hassle of tenting or evacuating your home. The tentless treatment means no disruption to your life. The Florida State Tentless solutions are eco-friendly, pet-friendly, and safe for your family. And it targets the termites right where they live, deep inside of your house. With over 25 years experience, please give them a call at 305-669-9292. We're going to come right back right after the national anthem with the starting lineup and the defense for today's matchup. Thanks for watching, everyone. Welcome, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of South Florida high school baseball. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play for today's game between the visiting Bucs. They traveled up the turnpike, and Omar Baldo, the head coach, has brought them up here to Hialeah Gardens to face the mighty Lions. The Lions are led by their head coach, Humberto Bencomo, in his fourth year, the three-time district champion. Looking to repeat this year. Both teams are in need of a win. Today's broadcast has been brought to us by Florida State Tentless Termite Treatment. Give them a call, get on their treatment plan, and have your house on the schedule and prevent those nasty termites. We're going to go over the starting lineup for the visiting South Dade Bucs. The first batter will be the center fielder, Kevin Capicetti. He'll be followed by Luis Alejandro Mora playing right field. The third batter is Joseph Medina, and he's the shortstop. The fourth batter is Zach Tyre, and he'll be playing first base, and he'll be followed by Giovanni Vera. He's the catcher for the Bucs. On the mound and batting sixth is Jonel Juveras. Then it's Sebastian Del Valle. He'll be playing third base. Kernil Quiñones will be batting eighth, and he'll be the DH. And Damian Gorey will be playing left field, and he is a freshman. Now let's go over the defense for the home team, the Mater Academy Lions. On the mound is Heudy La Rosa, the senior right-hander. He's the Miami-Dade commit. Behind the plate is Andy Castillo. And back at third base today is Yodelquis Quevedo. Next to him is Brandon Lorenzo, the Florida commit, and he'll be making his first start in about a month. At second base is the leadoff batter, Iker Noguera, and Brian O'Brien Arieta is playing first base. The right fielder is the junior Brian Fernandez. Robert Bencosme, the freshman, making the start today in center field. And in left field, it's Jonathan Esponda, the junior Miami-Dade commit. And we're about to get underway here. We expect a good one. These Bucs of Omar Baldo have 6 and 7. But they've won a couple walk-offs last week. They did against Gulliver and against Coral Gables, and they won against Sunset, and they had a perfect 3-0 last week. So let's bring up the scoreboard, and let's get things going here in the top of the first inning from Westland Gardens Park. The first pitch is in there for a strike from La Rosa. La Rosa is a hard-throwing right-hander. He likes a slider. Likes to get ahead in the count early, and he did just that. And there's two quick strikes to the leadoff batter, Kevin Capicetti. Luis Alejandro Mora is on deck, and then it's the shortstop, Joseph Medina. So pull up a chair and join us. We should have a good one here today. Spend the next couple hours with Uncle Muggs watching baseball, and it's a beautiful afternoon in Hialeah Gardens. The wind is blowing in directly from center field, maybe right center, and it's a light breeze. And there's strike three called. First out of the inning on a strikeout for Heudy La Rosa. A quick croqueta to Kevin Capicetti, and it's going to bring up the left-handed batting right fielder Luis Alejandro Mora. The Lions today are wearing the white, the home whites with the pinstripes and the green accents. And there's a look at the visiting Bucs. They're wearing the all-black, a sharp look with the white letters and the white pinstripes. Always like that dark blue uniform. And there's a swing, and that one's popped up. And if there's enough room for Castillo, he's going to make the play. But he comes and he runs out of room for a big strike on Mora. Look at the infield. We got Arrieta, Noguera. And, boy, it's good to see Brandon Lorenzo out there and everybody back to their normal positions. Espanda's in left field. Yodekis is at third base. And there's one hit high to the air, and they're going to try out the freshman early. He's going to get called off by Espada. That ball was tailing. The wind really pushed that one over to Espada for the second out of the inning. The Bucs are going to send up Joseph Medina. Medina, the senior shortstop for these Bucs. And I called them the Lucky Bucs because they pulled two wins last week in walk-off fashion. One of them, they were down 6-8 in the last inning. That was against Gulliver, and then they played Gables, and they needed a suicide squeeze there. La Rosa starts off Medina with a ball low. Another action from around the league. I'll bring you some scores, and there's a ground ball hit to the shortstop. They're going to try Lorenzo right away, and Lorenzo makes the third out of the inning. So the Bucs get none, they leave none, and we're going to head to the bottom of the first inning, and your Lions are going to come up to bat for the first time. You're watching FSPN. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to Westland Gardens Park, where we have some high school baseball between the visiting Bucs of South Dade that are led by their head coach, Omar Baldo, and the home team, the Mater Academy Lions, and they're led by their head coach, Humberto Bencomo. I'm Uncle Muggs. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play today. Our broadcast is being brought to us by Florida State Tentless Termite Treatment. Give them a call at 305-669-9292 and avoid the hassle of putting the tent, that big carp, over your house. We should have a good one for you today. We're heading into the bottom of the first inning in a no-score game. And let's go over the starting lineup for the home team, the Mater Academy Lions. The leadoff batter and playing second base, it's the senior Iker Noguera, and he'll be followed by the junior left fielder, Jonathan Esponda. Then it's Yodelkis Quevedo playing third base today. Brian Arrieta, the fourth batter's over at first base. Alfred Rosario is the DH. Batting six is the big lefty in right field, Brian Fernandez. And he'll be followed by the pitcher, Heudy La Rosa. Batting eighth is the catcher, Andy Castillo. And rounding out the Mater Academy Lions lineup, it's the shortstop, Brandon Lorenzo. I'll go over the defense for the visiting Bucs in just a second. I could tell you Jonel Lluveras is on the mound. The batter is going to be Giovanni Vera behind the plate. In third base is Sebastian Devalle. Next to him at shortstop, it's Joseph Medina. Gavin Greer is playing second base. Zach Tyers over at first base. Luis Alejandro Mora is the right fielder. Kevin Capicetti in center field. And Damian Gorey rounds out the defense for the visiting Bucs. Noguera with tons of speed leads it off for the Mater Academy Lions. He's been a spark plug this year for Humberto. Uveras' first pitch is outside for a ball. There's a good look at the Mater Academy bench. You're going to find Ricky Rojas in there. Somewhere it's Tito Rodriguez is also in there. I saw Butch Caniceto walking around earlier today. And there's a strike on the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike. Adrian Fajin está dando vuelta por ahí. And the head coach, Humberto Bencomo. 8-6 is these Mater Lions record. And there's a base. There's a base on balls. It might as well be a double, because he'll be standing on second soon. And it's going to bring up the red-hot Jonathan Esponda. And I mean red-hot. Esponda steps in from the right side. He comes into this game batting .324. There's a look at Noguera on first base. A nice block behind the plate by Vera. Dade commit, but not after one more year. We got another season and a half of Jonathan Esponda. And that's good news for the Mater Lions. There's a throw over to first, not in time. The sun is setting here at Westland Gardens Park, so the shadows have consumed most of the infield. Part of the pitcher is still in the sunlight. And there goes Noguera, right on cue. He slides in there, safe. They're not going to get him. And, man, you can call me Mugstradamus if you want. But that was easy because Noguera is fast, and the base has come off again. We're going to have to super glue or gorilla glue that base, because that's not the first time it's happened. There's a better look at it. They're going to bring out Lorenzo Penate with some kind of a tool there to take out some dirt. The Mater Academy Lions play Brito here. And the following week, they're off to Las Vegas. I'm going to try to jump aboard that flight. That'll be cool. Uncle Muggs in Vegas bringing you some baseball. But right here, we're at Westland Gardens Park. And the Lions are threatening with a runner on second base and a 1-1 count to Esponda. And he turns on one. It gets jammed a little bit, but that one's going to get caught by the left fielder, Gorey. Noguera is going to have to stay on second base, and there's one out for the third baseman, Yodelquis Quevedo. Quevedo steps in hitting a .385. Has 15 hits, 9 RBIs, a double, a triple. We're waiting for that long ball. This would be a great time for it, Yodelquis, so I'm inviting you. You want to go yard? Oh, you can't go yard if you wear it. One out, runner on second base. There's a curveball swung through it, boy, and he wanted all of that one. Nice slider there by Jonel Uveras. There's a better look at Uveras on the mound. There we have Yodelquis. Uveras getting his sign from Vera. He takes a look at Noguera on second base and swung on and missed. A nice pitch on the outside corner. And Yodelquis went fishing for that one, and he's down 1 ball, 2 strikes in this at-bat. Mound visit from the catcher Giovanni Vera to Jonel Jojo. We know Jojo can bunt. Let's see if he can pitch. There goes Noguera. Swung on and hit to right field. If it gets down, it's going to be a run for the home team. Capacetti gets it. He tries to go home, but you're not going to get the speedy Noguera. No way. Another RBI, another base hit for Yodelquis Quevedo, and that's going to bring up the red-hot Brian Arrieta. Yodelquis does his job, and he brings in the speedy Noguera from second base with a base hit and with 1 out. In the bottom of the first inning, it's a 1-0 ball game now in favor of the home team, the Mater Academy Lions. And up to bat, it's Brian O'Brien Arrieta who takes the first one on the outside corner, a fastball from Uveras. Called the ball. Arrieta doesn't even get out of the batter's box. He's ready to go against Uveras. That one short hops Vera, makes a nice play back there. The count goes to 2-0 Arrieta's playing first base today. Boy, he hit a bomb on last Monday, a week from today. He hit one in FIU to give the Matter Lions the lead. There's a throwback, and not in time. Yodelkis gets back easy. Two big guys over there on first base, Zach Tyre and Yodelkis. There's a good look at both of them and Uveris and the rest of the Bucs infield. 2-0 the count to the left-handed batting, or is it 2-1? I think it's 2-1. Yodelkis goes. Brian swings. The throw is not in time. It was close, though. Vera got it there, but not to get the quick. Let's see if he's okay. Let's see if the base is okay. Count's going to be 2-2 to Brian. And now with a runner in scoring position and one out. Good chance to get an RBI here. That one's hit right back up the middle, right next to Uveris' ear, and they're going to send Yodelkis, and not in time. Capisetti's throw goes high. Arrieta cruises into second base. The Matter Lions are going to get another run with one out here in the bottom of the first inning. It's 2-0. 2 RBIs. One for Yodelkis, one for Arrieta, and it's going to bring up the DH today, Alfred Rosario, right-handed hitting Rosario. Off batter, then it was a base hit and a stolen base from Yodelkis with an RBI. Then Arrieta gets a solid base hit right up the middle, and he's standing on second base with one out for the right-handed hitting Rosario. Takes that one up high for a ball. Only one out in the bottom of the second. Here's the 3-1 to Rosario, and that one swung on and lifted up in the center field. Capisetti goes back. Arrieta's going to tag because that one's deep, and a good throw from the lefty. The cutoff, and they're not going to get him. Arrieta gets in there standing up, so a sac fly from Rosario is going to bring up Brian Fernandez. And let's see if I can get you a picture of these, of the Velitas. Brian Fernandez, the big lefty. All right, there you go. There's a picture of Las Velitas and the four-leaf clover that we have here at Matter Academy. So in case we need them, just in case we need them, we have Las Velitas, and they work with a battery, of course. So if we need to turn them on, there you go. There's a picture of them on, but we won't turn them on yet because we don't need them yet. We don't need it. We only want to go to the Velitas when we need them. All right, let's get back to action. We have Brian Fernandez in the box. And he's a big lefty boy, and Humberto's waiting for him to get on track and to lose some baseballs. He wouldn't mind, paying the $9 or $10 if he loses one here. And there's one swung on and hit foul to the left side. Arrieta standing on third base after a base hit and an RBI. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning. The Lions up 2-0 on Uveris. There's a slider, and that's hit right up the middle. It's going to get through. And a nice piece of hitting there for Brian Fernandez, just staying within himself, hitting it back up the middle, not trying to do too much. Shortened up his swing and got his team another run. So it's 3-0 now in favor of the home team, the Lions of Matter Academy. Heudy La Rosa. Good to see Brian Fernandez get on base. Starting to swing the bat well. That'll build his confidence coming into the last couple of weeks of the season when the Lions are really going to need him. That one's way outside. An easy take for Heudy, who's the pitcher today. It'll be nice to go back out there now with a 3-0 lead. Vera's going to come out and talk to Uveris one more time, and we're going to talk a little bit about Florida State tentless termite treatments. And if you see termites in your house and they're creeping around, don't wait for the damage to start. Protect your home with Florida State tentless termite treatments. Forget about the hassle of tenting or having to evacuate your home or going to a hotel or to your mother-in-law's house. This treatment means no interruption to your life. The solutions that they use are eco-friendly, pet-friendly, and safe for your family, and they target the termites right where they live, deep inside of your house. They have over 25 years of experience. Call them for a free estimate. Mention that you heard this ad on FSPN and receive an extra 10% off. Call them at 305-669-9292. Back to the action here. We're in the bottom of the second with 2 outs in a 3-0 game. A runner on first base is Brian Fernandez. Your batter is the pitcher, Hildy La Rosa, and Andy Castillo. The catcher's on deck. There's a curveball, and it's lifted high and deep in the left center field. It's going to be over in the corner. It's going to be trouble for Gorey. Gorey makes the play back out of sight. I could barely see him right by the 305 sign. So the Matter Lions are going to leave 1. They're going to get 3. We're going to head to the top of the second inning, 3-0 from Westland Gardens Park. And you're watching FSPN, everybody. You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your hosts, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs. Welcome back to high school baseball. You're watching it on FSPN. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play. Remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and give us a thumbs up. We have a good one today. Right now it's 3-0. We're heading to the top of the third inning. Let's bring up the scoreboard. The visiting Bucs that are led by Omar Baldo. He's in his second year, and he's doing a great job down there. Already big improvements to the field. They put some turf behind home plate, and it's looking really, really sharp. I love going down to South Dade, and I hope next season to do more games down there for Baldo. Up here we have Humberto Bencomo, and he's at the helm of these Matter Academy Lions that are up right now 3-0. And the Bucs are going to send up to bat their 4th, 5th, and 6th batter in the likes of Zach Tyre, Giovanni Vera, and the pitcher, Jonel Juveras. And Hoodie's got to be careful here with Zach Tyre. We saw him go bye-bye twice in one game. My colleague, Chappie Castillo, interviewed him after the game. Super nice guy, super focused, and he has all the power in the world. First pitch from La Rosa's taken just a little bit high and away for ball 1. Top of the second inning, 3-0 game. We're at Hialeah Gardens Park. The lights are on. It's a beautiful March 18th evening. There's a slider that catches the outside corner to even the count at 1-1 to Big Zach Tyre. There's a 2-1 swung on and missed. Big strikeout. First strikeout, first out of the inning. Second strikeout for Judy La Rosa, but the first one of this inning. And that's going to bring up Giovanni Vera, the catcher. There's a better look at La Rosa in the infield. Castillo's behind the plate. Good to see Brandon Lorenzo back. Boy, we've missed him so much. Humberto had to move some pieces around. Yodelkis was playing shortstop. He wanted me to play third base. I told him I wasn't eligible. So he had Rosario over there. He had Esponda. We had people all over the place. And today getting the start in center field, but just playing defense is Robert Bencosme. He's the freshman. It's good to see him out there. There's the strike called. The count goes to 2-1 with 1 out. We're in the top of the second inning. Your score is 3-0 in favor of the home team, the Matter Lions. Hildy La Rosa's on the mound. There's a ground ball over to third base, and here comes Quevedo in his natural position and easily scoops that one up and throws him out at first base. See, he looks so natural there. That's his position, and that's 5 in a row retired from La Rosa. 2 strikeouts, 2 ground balls, and a fly ball, and that's going to bring up the pitcher, Jonel Juveras, batting from the left side. There's the pitcher. And that's a good look. I like that uniform. All black with the blue belt. Nice accents. Good choice of uniform there, Mr. Baldo. There's a ground ball to the right side. It's going to be picked up by Arrieta. He underhands it to Hootie for the third out. La Rosa retires them in a row. Nothing across the board for the visiting Bucs. We head to the bottom of the second inning with your score 3-0 from Westland Gardens Park. and you're watching FSPN, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, for a baseball game from Westland Gardens Park between the visiting Bucs of South Dade and the home team that are up 3-0, the Manor Academy Lions, and they're going to send up 8, 9, and 1. Andy Castillo, the catcher. Then it's Brandon Lorenzo, the shortstop, and then it's Iker Noguera, the leadoff batter. They're all going to face the right-hander, and that one's hit deep to right field, to left field, and it's going to be hooking foul. I'm not that close to the field, but 2-2 the count. There's a slider, and it's slapped in the left side and goes over the shortstop for a clean base hit for the catcher, Andy Castillo, with a leadoff base hit in the bottom of the second inning. And boy, these Lions have come out to hit today. Got 4 hits in the first inning. Good. There's a better look at Lorenzo there. Brandon Lorenzo, the shortstop. That one's inside, boy, and that got a piece of the home plate umpire. Boy, he's hurting. I think that got him in the hand. I think it got a piece of Lorenzo, too. It got a piece of everybody. They're going to come out and check Lorenzo. They're going to check the umpire. He's got himself into a little bit of a jam, giving up a base hit and now hitting a batter. And with no one out, wouldn't be surprised if he bunts here. Noguera takes a strike. There he squares the bunt. Takes that one for a ball to even the count at 1-1. Shin guard on his right leg. Rivera takes a look at the runner in second base, and there's a push bunt down the third base side that goes foul. It's going to be strike 2. Noguera. There's a quick look at the runners. Uveras comes set. That one's an easy outside take for ball 2. It evens the count at 2-2. You're watching Iker Noguera, the second baseman. Here's the 2-2 to Iker. Swung on and in the dirt, missed. First base occupied. That'll be a strikeout and the first out of the inning for the Bucs. He brings in a .324 average. Has 12 hits, 7 runs scored, 10 RBIs. Only second on the team to Baron Arrieta's 17 RBIs. So Noguera strikes out. Rafi Govin is on second base for Andy Castillo. Brandon Lorenzo is your runner at first base. There's one out. Bottom of the second, 3-0, and there's a turn. Nobody there from Uveras. Here at Westland Gardens Park in a 3-0 game, Uveras and a pitch out. Boy, and Sponda went after that one. It looks like Vera was standing up on the pitch. Maybe it was a pitch out. Right here, it's 3-0 in favor of the home team, and they're not done yet. With one out and runners on first and second base and their second batter up, Jonathan Esponda, and Yodelkis is on deck. And there's a ground ball hit to the left side. They're going to try to get 2. They're only going to be able to get 1, and with 2 outs, we'll have runners in the corners for the third baseman, Yodelkis Quevedo. There's a pickoff. Esponda gets picked off. Rafi's at third base. They don't know what to do. Now Uveras throws home a little high. The tag is in time by Vera. It's going to be the third out. The Lions are going to leave 1. They're going to get none. We're going to head to the top of the third inning with your score 3-0 from Westland Gardens Park. And you're watching FSPN. Welcome back, high school baseball fans. We're in the top of the third inning in a 3-0 game from Westland Gardens Park. In a good game between the visiting Bucs, South Dade, and the home team, the Mater Academy Lions. On the bump for the Lions is the right-hander, the senior Howdy La Rosa. At bat is Sebastian De Valle. He's the third baseman, and he'll be followed by Zach Tyre. Swinging a miss. No, ground ball. Sorry about that. And it's bobbled by Lorenzo. De Valle is going to get there on base for a leadoff. There's Coach Baldo there at third base. There's a look at De Valle, Quinones. Another foul ball. I want to see that. We'd rather have a strikeout for the Lions. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on it, miss, and a big strikeout there for Hootie for his third strikeout of the game. So a croquetica there for Cornel Quinones, and it'll bring up Damian Gorey, the left fielder. He's the ninth batter, and he'll be followed by Kevin Capicetti. He's the center fielder, and he's eaten a croqueta already today. So Hootie's got the bakery open. Está repartiendo croquetica to whoever wants one. De jamón, de queso, de bacalao, de pollo. A runner in scoring position for his leadoff batter. Let's see if Gorey squares off again. The runner goes, swung and weakly hit to the big hole that was vacated over there by Noguera. Nobody was home, and he hit it right where they're not. And the Bucs are going to have runners at first and third with one out here in the top of the third inning in a 3-0 game, and they're going to bring up their leadoff batter, Kevin Capicetti. He squares the bunt again. Capicetti takes that one low for a ball. He squares the bunt. Another suicide squeeze, boy, and he's Omar Baldo likes doing that. That was a suicide squeeze because Del Valle was busting up the line, and now we're going to have a meeting here. Castillo's going to call everybody in. 2-2 to the leadoff batter from the left side, Kevin Capicetti. Struck out looking his first time up, and here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Another huge strikeout for Hootie. That's number 4. And it'll bring up Luis Alejandro Mora. There's a good look at him there. First pitch swinging and missing is another left-handed batter, Mora. He's the right fielder for these Bucs. There's a look at Baldo. Let's see if that was the let's bunt now with 2 outs, and that'll be crazy, but nobody's ready for that. Over them again. The batter's Mora. 2 runners are on base. That one's on the outside corner, and it's called strike 3, so the Bucs are going to leave 2. They get none. We're going to head to the bottom of the third inning with your score 3-0 from Westland Gardens Park, and the home team is winning. And you're watching your favorite channel for high school baseball. It's FSPN. Welcome back to Hialeah Gardens. We're at Westland Gardens Park for a game between the visiting South Dade Buccaneers and the home team, the Mater Academy Lions. The Lions are going to send up their third, fourth, and fifth batter, Yodeki Quevedo, Brian Arieta, and Alfred Rosario to face the right-hander for the Bucs, Lluveras. Jonel Jojo Lluveras, who starts it off with a strike. There's a slider on the outside corner to even the count at 1-1. It's a 3-0 ball game in the bottom of the third inning in favor of the home Lions. The high fastball. Well, that would look like a cutter. Yodeki's just got a piece of it. Arietta. There's a good-looking broom there. Well, he's got like an extended broom. I wonder how things have changed here in umpiring. Next thing you know, they'll have a vacuum cleaner out there. Lluveras, the 2-2, inside and fouled off just Jonel Lluveras. Lluveras from the stretch. The count goes full. Oh, no, they called him out. Yodekis has a few words for the umpire, and I thought that was high and away. Boy, that was... I'm not going to say Elizabeth yet, but, man, that was almost an Elizabeth moment. So Quevedo gets caught looking. He didn't like it. It's going to bring up Arrieta, and Alfred Rosario is going to be on deck. And Arrieta has been red hot. 17 RBIs already. Nice curveball over for a strike, starting him off with an off-speed pitch. One, two, and that one's looped in a shallow center field, and it's going to drop in front of Capicetti for another base hit for Brian Arrieta. He was the pitcher of the month last month. He had 29 strikeouts. 16 of those came to the hands of the Florida Christian Patriots. Rosario steps in from the right side. Arrieta's in second place in the county with 18 RBIs. There's a pitch out look like. Well, that's the second time that third time that Vera gets out of his crouch when the ball's in the air. Arrieta's going to run for himself, so Arrieta's on first base. There's one that's slapped down the line of left field. If it drops it, no, it's going to be caught by Gorey. So Arrieta goes back to first base, and quickly there's 2 outs for Brian Fernandez. The DH from time to time. And he's a big left-handed presence. I mean, he's a big boy. He's all of 6'3", 2-something. And I'd hate to run into him in a dark alley. Yeah, going back to Arrieta. Arrieta had 17 RBIs coming into this game. He picked up 1 today. He was tied for second place, so that should put him by himself in second place. There's one inside. An easy take for the big lefty. Here's a look at Arrieta. Here's a look at the left-handed batting Brian Fernandez. Big swing and a miss. Count goes even to Fernandez. Arrieta's on first base. Your pitcher is Jonel Lluveras. There's a pickoff attempt. Got 3 runs in the bottom of the first off the starter, Lluveras. He's still in there. And there's one that's popped up to the right side, shallow right field. Here comes Mora calling it, and he makes the 3rd out of the inning. The Lions are going to leave 1. They get none. We're going to head to the top of the 4th here in Westland Gardens with your score 3-0 in favor of the home team, the Matter Academy Lions. And you're watching FSPN, folks. Don't change that channel. This is a good one. Welcome back, everyone, to Westland Gardens Park. We have a good one between the Bucs of South Dade and the home team, the Matter Academy Lions. The Bucs are going to send up the shortstop, Medina, to face La Rosa. They're going to face Howdy, who has 5 strikeouts. Zach Tyre. There's one hit on the right side. An easy play for Noguera for the 1st out of the inning, and it's going to bring up the dangerous Zach Tyre. Big matchup right here. This is an interesting one. The crafty right-hander La Rosa, the senior, facing a power hitter. Starts him off with an off-speed pitch. Zach Tyre took that one. That swung on it, hit on the ground, the left side. A nice play by Brandon. And boy, we missed Lorenzo over there. A sweet play. He had to go to his right side a few steps, picked it up on the backhand, and very smooth threw it over to first base for the second out of the inning. That's what La Rosa needs. Good defense there. Catcher Giovanni Vera steps in with 2 outs, top of the fourth in a 3-0 game. Wow, Hootie's in a groove. Starts him off with another curveball for a strike. He's been going to that slider a lot. Swung on and fouled back, and quickly in the hole is Vera, Giovanni Vera. Jonel Juveris is on deck. Hootie with 5 strikeouts is looking sharp. The defense is playing good behind him. There's one low. Boy, he wanted that one. He was walking off the mound. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a ball outside, so with 2 outs, La Rosa walks Vera. We're going to get a courtesy runner for the catcher, and it's going to bring up the pitcher trying to help out his own cause, Jonel Juveris. There's Juveris batting from the left side. He throws right-handed. And there goes the runner, and there's a base hit slapped in the left field. Falls in front of Esponda. And some good 2-out base hitting. Some 2-out hitting from Juveris. We're going to have another courtesy runner, this time for the pitcher. And I believe it's Niran Perez. That's right, Niran Perez is the runner. There's a good look at Niran. La Rosa starts him off with a slider for a strike. 2 outs in the top of the fourth in a 3-0 ball game. The Bucs are trying to make some noise here in the top half of the fourth. Off of La Rosa, he's the starter for the Lions. There's another slider, and it's grounded past Lorenzo. Tries to pick it up and throws it. A nice acrobatic play, and they say they got him at third base. Wow. Baldo's not too happy with that, so the Bucs are going to leave 2. They get none. An excellent recovery there from Lorenzo. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth inning. Your score's 3-0 from Westland Gardens Park, and you're watching FSPN. Welcome back, everybody, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball. We're at the bottom of the fourth inning in a 3-0 game from Westland Gardens Park. And the pitcher's facing the pitcher. Heudy La Rosa is facing Jonel Juveris. La Rosa swings at the first one for a strike. Count is 2-1. Pitcher versus pitcher. Boy, and he got him. Oh, I know he didn't mean to do that, but man, that must hurt. And talking about hurting, I have Kathy Williams with me. That's the next voice you're going to hear, and she is the athletic trainer for Matter Academy. Kathy, you there? Can you hear me?
Hello, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. Nice voice. I'm going to get a camera on us in just a second. But timely as it could be, the batter gets hit by a ball, and you being the athletic trainer, is that your title here at Matter?
Yes, it is. Yep.
For all sports, not just baseball?
Yes.
Oh, my God. So you're busy.
Yes. We have a lot of people to try to keep healthy. I know I saw him get hit. You always get nervous at first, but these guys are tough.
Yeah, we had a kid down at Doral got hit in the face, and that's hard to see. But we'll talk about some of the injuries, and they've gotten bit by the injury bug the last couple months here at Matter, specifically this baseball team. Let me get everybody back up to speed. There's a runner on first base. There's nobody out. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. The batter is Andy Castillo. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Brandon Lorenzo, who we're going to talk about in a minute. There's a pitch out and a stolen base attempt. Vera's pitch goes a one-hopper to Medina, who can't come up with it. And La Rosa's runner, who I think is Ben Cosme. No, it's not Ben Cosme. Number 4. No, that's Ralphie. Ralphie's been busy out there. Goving is standing on second base. He was a courtesy runner for Heudy, the pitcher. Andy's the batter. Now there's a runner on second base. The count's 1-1. I have with me Kathy Williams. She is the athletic trainer. Castillo squares the bunt. He lays one down on the third base side. Del Valle picks it up and he throws it. And he gets the sliding head first Castillo, the hustling Castillo. And boy, you probably cringe, Kathy, when you see these guys, right?
Especially diving into head first.
All right, your batter with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning in a 3-0 game from Westland Gardens Park is Brandon Lorenzo. He takes that one for a ball, and there's a look at the Buck defense, and everybody's is in. I mean, they're all in on the grass. They're trying to cut down a runner. Omar Baldo is trying to keep this game at 3. Uberis, the starter, still in there, the righty, and he's a fast worker. Evens the count at 1-1. I'm with Kathy Williams, and she is the trainer. I'm going to try to get a camera on us. It's kind of difficult right now because, I got a fast worker on the mound. But, Kathy, let me ask you, what are some of the most common injuries that you see in baseball, particularly?
Definitely shoulder, elbow. Shoulders can be labral tears or just bicep tendonitis. They have a difficult time keeping their range of motion. And as soon as they start to lack, especially that internal rotation, I know they're going to have some shoulder or then elbow pain. Elbow pain's probably the next. I know everybody's always concerned about Tommy John's.
And that one almost hits Lorenzo.
Yes.
He has to move out of the way. I think they know that you're up here.
Yes, I know.
Wait a minute. Kathy's out of the dugout for a couple minutes. Nobody get hurt. So you've been busy. I know Amador suffered a little injury. And let's talk about Dylan Fernandez. And he had a really bad, what was it, a finger break, fracture, sprain, or something like that?
Yes, he ended up with a boxer's fracture, which is unfortunate. So now that's taken him out for the next probably 3 to 4 weeks at least. So that's obviously significantly impacted them.
And what are some of the treatment? Let's talk about that, the shoulders, and you were talking about elbows and some of those strains and sprains and whatnot. And what are some of the treatments, the most common treatments? Is it ice compression and elevation and all that, or what is it? What's your technique?
It is a mix of that, but at the same time, I work a lot with them on myofascial techniques, it's called. So cupping, we do Graston techniques with the metal, like metal tools that are heavy that are used for that. And then we work a ton on just stretching. It's called PNF type of stretching, and then we do rehab. And honestly, my main philosophy is getting them moving as fast as possible. So the faster I get them, no pain, increase range of motion, and start strengthening them, they're on their way to recovery.
All right, folks, you haven't missed much. You're listening to Kathy Williams. She is the trainer for Matter Academy. 2-2, and there's a strikeout swinging to Brandon Lorenzo. Andy Castillo is standing on third base is Rafi Govin, and he came in for Judy La Rosa, the pitcher, and this is going to bring up the leadoff batter, Aker Noguera. Kathy Williams is the trainer for Matter, and Kathy's telling us about some of the injuries that she sees with the baseball players, some of the remedies. And I'm sure as we go along in the season, you're going to get a lot more. What are some of the preventative things that these guys can do during the season to help prevent, and our listeners can help prevent injuries? What are some of the maybe stretching or some dynamic stuff that they can do before they get out and do exercises? What do you recommend?
Yeah, it's definitely trying to stay ahead of it beforehand, right? So everybody starts to lose flexibility, and flexibility is a key factor in just daily life or activity, right? How many times have people said, man, I just went to even grab something out of a mug out of a tall cabinet and hurt themselves?
Yeah, just getting out of your car sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. But these younger guys, they practice so much though, and they do the same, functional movements. And sometimes it's good when they're with me to try to practice to do other type of movements and get better flexibility. And honestly, just strengthening. This team is so awesome about staying on top of any type of injury, rehabbing, and just really kind of doing what it takes to get the job done.
All right, let me get you back up to speed. Aker Noguera is in the box with 2 outs for the Matter Academy Lions that are leading 3-0. There's 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're playing the South Dade Bucs. Rafi Govin is the courtesy runner that came in for Jody La Rosa. He's standing on third base, and Aker is looking at a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And we're listening to Kathy Williams. Kathy, if there's a strikeout here, you're going to have to stick around, because we need to pick your brain a little bit more, and we got to get a camera on you. You're too pretty not to get a picture of you. I'm trying to get one of my cameras here to work. They're not cooperating, but here goes the pitcher. The pitcher's going out, and he's buying us some time. Trying to get one of these cameras dialed in. But, we're going to Las Vegas. Are you traveling with the team to Las Vegas?
Oh, I wish.
Well, what if somebody pulls something out there?
I know, right?
Are you going to do that virtual teledoc thing? Is that what we're going with?
I think last minute, Umberto's just gonna have to figure out a way to bring me or Hannah going.
We're gonna have to bring that massage gun with us. And that one's lifted into center field to Kevin Capicetti, and that's going to end the inning for the Lions. They're going to leave one. They're going to get none. We're going to head to the top of the fifth inning in a 3-0 game from Westland Gardens Park. You're listening to Uncle Muggs and Kathy Williams, and you're watching it on FSPN. Thanks for watching, everyone. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball, where we have a good one here between the Bucs, the visiting Bucs, and the home team, the Matter Lions. We're in the top of the fifth inning. The starter for the Lions is still in there, and he's the senior, Howdy LaRosa. And LaRosa will be facing, for the Bucs, 8-9-1 in the likes of Kernil Quinones. And he hits the first pitch into center field to the freshman. He's out there, Ben Cosme. It's good to see the freshman out there getting the start. And that's a big first out of the inning, and LaRosa has two of those consecutive, and the last inning he was cruising. He got two quick outs and then gave up a base on balls and then a hit. This is going to bring up Damian Gorey. I'm in the booth, Uncle Muggs, with Kathy Williams, and she is the athletic trainer for all of the athletes at Matter Academy. Kathy, welcome back.
Hello. It's great to be here.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we only bring guests in here when we're winning. So it's 3-0 right now. I'm going to try to get a camera on us, and that's probably going to be the best that we could do. Okay, say hi, Kathy. Lean over. Come over this way a little bit. Oh, or that way. That way. There you go. We'll get it going.
We'll figure it out.
we got a base hit. What was that? We lost something there. We got to get back to action. Stop playing around. The Bucs have a runner on second base with one out. So, Kathy, you were telling us about the injuries and recuperating, and these guys are not just, athletes that come to the game and warm up and all that, but they're doing off-season stuff.
Yes.
And do you get any calls from them in the off-season? Do they call you and say, Kathy, I was lifting weights and this happened?
Yeah, this fall. I mean, there's several of these guys I've already been working with since August. And so, they've had either multiple injuries or just little tweaks, and so we've been continuing trying to work with them as much as possible. Are you?
Yeah, there we are. We are again. Okay. All right, we're going to get back to action. Kathy's telling us about the injuries, the remedies, and how these athletes nowadays are not just training during their season, but they have some serious, and they're squaring off the bunt. Capicetti, and he's the first batter for these Bucs. I was online watching some of the off-season regimen that Yodelkis Quevedo does.
Mm-hmm.
I have him as my friend on Instagram, and he looks like an NFL player. And he's jumping hurdles. He's got these rubber bands on him, and a lot of them have private trainers and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot goes into keeping in shape because these guys are high-level athletes. They have a next step in their life, which is probably college baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a pickoff attempt, and it looked like he got him. Boy, he's going to say safe. Noguera really wanted that. So Gorey's on second base for the Bucs. There's one out. There's one strike to the leadoff batter, Capicetti. And the Bucs are trying to get something going here in a 3-0 game in the top of the fifth inning. And you're listening to Kathy Williams and Uncle Muggs. The smarter one of the two is definitely Kathy Williams. How long have you been with Matter, Kathy?
I only got there in August, so this is just my first year with them. I've really enjoyed it. Ooh.
There's the bunt to the left side, slapped to the left side. Yodelkis lets it roll out of, I was going to say out of bounds. He lets it roll foul. So you've been with them how long?
I've only been with them since this August, so this is my first year with Matter. I got an introduction to Umberto and the rest of the baseball team a little bit this fall. I saw how much I know they do fall ball, but then how much they actually train outside of the season was really impressive to see how much work they put in.
And how much of a baseball fan are you? Are you like a casual? There's a base hit to Noguera who backhands it. He's going to throw high to Arrieta, but he climbs the ladder to get it for the second out of the inning. It's going to move the runner over to second base. So what's your baseball IQ like? Did you?
I'm a casual, so I probably learned most of my baseball rehabilitation. Um, I guess my experience was when I used to live in Dayton, Ohio, and so
Isn't that LeBron country?
It could be, but for the most part, for me, as I was working under my team physician back then was Dr. Kremchek, and Dr. Kremchek was a Cincinnati Reds orthopedic surgeon.
All right, quickly, let me get you up to speed. There's 2 outs. We're in the top of the 5th inning. It's a 3-0 ball game. The second batter for the Bucs is up. Luis Alejandro Mora. Joseph Medina's on deck. Jeudy La Rosa is still your pitcher. The Bucs have a runner on third. The count goes even 1-1. You're listening to Kathy Williams. She's the head trainer for these Matter Academy Lions and the whole athletic. And you treat everybody, swimmers, volleyball.
I do.
Flag football,
track,
you name it,
yep.
track, wrestling.
Cross-country, football, yep, all of them.
There's a swing and a miss and strike 2. So getting back to baseball, I mean, did you follow any teams growing up? Were you a Reds fan? Were you an Indians fan? Chicago Cubs?
You know, ironically, almost all the cities I've lived in, we've always had minor league teams there. And so I actually had more fun I lived in Erie, Pennsylvania, and we'd go to oh my gosh, not the Seahawks. Wow, I'm not.
But they're fun. I'll tell you. Some of these.
We used to go to all the minor league games.
Yeah, some minor league games. Their promotions and things like that to get fans in are incredible. They're a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we had a great time.
There's one that's slapped to the left side. Yodelkis picks it up, and he looks so natural back in his natural position. Mm-hmm. Folks, we want to thank Kathy Williams, the trainer, for giving us all that knowledge and the insights. Keep our guys healthy the rest of the season, Kathy. We hope not to keep you too busy. And I want to thank everybody, Umberto and Fahing, Ricky Rojas, Tito, Butch and Alex Tamargo, and Kathy Williams, the trainer, for keeping these guys healthy. We're going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning with your score 3-0 in favor of the home team, and you're watching FSPN and listening to Uncle Muggs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball, and we're at Westland Gardens Park for a good one between the visiting team, the Bucs, and we have a new arm on the mound for the Bucs. It's Emmanuel Mercedes, and he's coming in for Jonel Lluveras. And they're going to face 2, 3, and 4 for these Matter Lions. In the likes of Jonathan Esponda, Yodelkis Quevedo, and then it's Brian Arrieta, Alfred Rosario, in case anybody gets on. We were listening to Kathy Williams, and she has her hands full with all the injuries this year to not only the baseball team, but she handles all of Matter Academy's athletes. So she's a busy woman. And I want to thank Kathy for being here. Mercedes is a hard-throwing right-hander. Try to zoom in on him here to get a better look at Mercedes. There he is. Tall, lanky right-hander. He's going to face the red-hot Esponda, and I'm going to keep calling him the red-hot Esponda until he cools down, and I hope he never cools down. There's a slider taken for a strike and a big breaker there from Mercedes. Mercedes does work from the full windup with 3-0 ball game. There's another one. Sponda had a check on that one, fouled it off. 2-2 the count, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. You're watching FSPN, listening to Uncle Muggs. We have the Bucs and the Lions. The Bucs are a scrappy team. You don't want to turn your back or overlook these guys by any means. That one short hops Vera behind the plate. The count goes full to the Miami-Dade commit. He's going to be a Shark in a couple years. He's still a junior. Your battery is Giovanni Vera, Emmanuel Mercedes, Sebastian De Valle is at third base. Medina's your shortstop. Gavin Greer's at second base, and Zach Tyre is at first. 3-0 game, bottom of the 5th inning. Mercedes throws another one in the dirt, and that's an easy take. And we're going to have the first base runner of this bottom of the 5th inning in the likes of Esponda. And he's going to bring up Yodelkis Quevedo. Quevedo was hitting .385 coming into this game. He has the base hit, a stolen base, and he was rung up the last time up. Let's hope the umpire does, a makeup call. Nobody out here. I'd like to see one go in sync. I'd like to see one go bye-bye here. On deck is Brian Arrieta. There's a slider over for a strike, a swinging strike, and a big swing at that. Doral Academy put 10 on the Miami Stingarees that were 10-2. There's a slider, and that one's hit into left field. That's going to be an easy play for Gorey, who runs it down near the warning track. Esponda faked the tag up. With one out, it's going to bring up the left-handed batting Brian O'Brien Arrieta. We have not seen a Mater Academy Lion hit one out of the ballpark here at Westland Gardens Park. Esponda had 3 last year. So on the home run side, it's been kind of quiet. 3-0. Bottom of the 5th. Arrieta with 18 RBIs. 18 RBIs. That's a lot in a short season. Mercedes catches the inside corner with a slider. I think Arrieta is shocked. He couldn't move. He was frozen there. Actually, he was looking at Bencomo down third base. Esponda's on first with 1 out. There's a look at the head coach. See if he's got a play on here with Arrieta, who handles the bat very, very, very well. Fastball inside, and that's another strike. At least the umpire's being consistent with that inside pitch. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Arrieta doesn't leave the box. He means business. Emmanuel Mercedes takes a peek at Vera. Esponda's on first. And wow, that catches a piece of Arrieta. And I know he didn't want to do that with 2 strikes. Doral Academy 10-0 all over the Stingarees. The Stingarees were 10-1, but that was a fugazi. That was a fake 10-1. Birds improved to 10-2. There's a big-time drop-off curveball. Manuel's got good stuff, and he's not afraid to use it. Here we have a 3-0 lead. Rosario squares the bunt. He pops it up in front of the mound. Nobody can get it. Everybody dives. The catcher comes up with it. They force a runner out at second. And now another double play because they get Arrieta at second base in a double play. The Lions are going to leave 1. They get none. They squandered an opportunity there. We're going to head to the top of the 6th. 3-0 ball game, and you're watching FSPN. Don't change that channel. This one's getting good. No candles yet, but it's getting. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to the top of the 6th inning at Westland Gardens Park, where we have a matchup between the visiting South Dade Buccaneers that are led by Omar Baldo, and they've come up to Hialeah Gardens to face the home team, the Mater Academy Lions, that are led by their head coach, Humberto Bencomo. This broadcast has been brought to you by Florida State Tentless Termites. Give our friends a call at 305-669-9292. Remember to watch Inside the Park. It's in our library. It's hilarious. It's the St. Patrick's Day edition. The Bucs are going to send up to bat the 3rd, 4th, and 5th batter, and Joseph Medina, Zach Tyre, and Giovanni Vera to face Hildy La Rosa, who's been the starter. He's been on the mound since about 6:45 tonight, and it's 8:45 right now, so he's putting in his work. He starts off with a slider that just misses inside, and that's been his routine. He's been starting these batters off with a slider, and he's been very, very effective with it. That fastball is inside, and too much inside for the home plate umpire. Wow, and that one got a piece of him. So Medina makes his way to first base with a hit by pitch. Would be surprised if Tito comes out and talks to him a little bit. And right on cue, there he is. Tito Rodriguez. I can almost read his mind. And this is the slow walk. This is, I'm going to talk to you, walk. I might have somebody in the bullpen ready to warm up, walk, and I'm just going to talk to you and the whole infield, and I'm just going to settle everybody down. And I'm going to use my calm demeanor and my baseball knowledge and my experience to talk to you guys a little bit about baseball and how to just chill out and get out of this inning. And Humberto's lucky to have Tito. He's lucky to have Ricky Rojas. He's lucky to have Fajin and Butch Carnicero as the athletic director. And they're all lucky. We're all fortunate to have Alex Tamargo as the principal of Matter Academy, because not only he's a baseball guy, he's a sports guy, and he's a great principal. So thank you very much to Margot for gifting us this Matter Academy team, the beautiful locker room and the facilities that we have here at Westland Gardens Park. Okay, Tito walks off. He's going to leave La Rosa in there. Uncle Muggs here bringing you FSPN's coverage of high school baseball. Remember to follow us and subscribe and give us all those good vibes. Zach Tyre gets a slider for the first pitch. Hildy La Rosa has been the starter. He's been in there from the first inning, and there's a pitch outside, and wow, that was a ball called. That's a nice stop by Castillo, but it gets away from him too much. Medina slides into second base head first. And there's going to be a runner in scoring position for Zach Tyre, the fourth batter for the Bucs. I don't know if I should turn on Abelita yet or not. Nice stop by Castillo. They're going to call a strike. He's going to lob it over to first for an out. Medina's going to make his way to third base. They're going to say that Zach checked his swing and went around. That's why that was a strikeout, a big strikeout on a slider. Catcher Giovanni Vera and Jonel Juju Lloveras, the lefties on deck when he bats lefty because he pitches righty. He squares the bunt, takes that one for a strike, another slider for a strike. There's a look at Medina. There's a look at Omar Baldo. And there's the rest of the home. I keep saying Homestead, but they're South Dade Bucs, and they're just real close to Homestead, but they're South Dade. La Rosa's pitch. Swung and fouled. Just barely got a piece of it. One out and two strikes, and he's going to face La Rosa. La Rosa walked him last time, and he grounded out, and there's a fly ball to the right side. This may score a run. Here comes Brian Fernandez. There's going to be a play at the plate, and they're going to hold the runner. Boy, Fernandez threw a BB into home plate, so there's two outs, and Hootie can pitch his way out of this one. He's going to have to get the other pitcher out, the other starter, Jojo Juveras. Hildy with 7 strikeouts already today starts off with a ball to the left-handed hitting Lloveras. There's one inside, way inside that gets away from Castillo, and Castillo can't find it. And there goes the shutout. Medina's going to score the first run of the game for the Bucs, and he's going to make it 3-1. And I'm going to have to turn on una de las velitas. Voy a prender una velita nada más porque se está complicando la cosa. So, ya tengo una velita prendida, and I hope not to use the rest. So I'm going with one velita. And there's a fly ball to the freshman out there, Ben Cosme. That could be the third out, and it is. So the Bucs are going to leave none. They get one. We're going to head to the bottom of the 6th inning from Westland Gardens Park with your score 3-1 in favor of the Matter Academy Lions. And you're watching FSPN. Don't change that channel. This is getting good, and we have una velita prendida. We'll be right back. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to Westland Gardens Park, where we have a 3-1 game in favor of the home team. The visitors are the Bucs. Uncle Muggs here in the booth. Brian Fernandez is your batter. And we are one velita into this. There you go, folks. There's one candle lit up, and we have another one on standby. There's Brian Fernandez, your batter, and he's going to face Emmanuel Mercedes with a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we're at Westland Gardens Park bringing you some some really good baseball. Fernandez takes that one low. The count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Easy take for Fernandez, and we've needed him. 3 of these Matter games so far have been walk-offs, 2 of them in 1 week. A mí me van a ingresar en el Jackson por culpa de Humberto y los Lions. Ya se me acabaron las pastillitas del corazón. I have no more heart medicine, high blood pressure. I have cholesterol and everything, and that's going to help me a little bit. A leadoff walk to Fernandez is going to ease everything and maybe get something going here for Hildy La Rosa. He steps in. Mercedes gets a sign from Vera. Hildy swings right through that off-speed pitch. There goes the runner. He takes off. It's Rafi Govin. That pitch sails high, and boy, I don't know how he called that out. I'm going to go with Elizabeth because that ball was way high, and it looked like Govin got in there. So I'm going to go with a double Elizabeth on that one. And there's going to be 1 out for Hildy La Rosa. Boy, it looked like not only he beat the ball there, the ball was way high. Medina had to put on an acrobatic catch and tag. 6 is hit hard to the right side. It's going to be gobbled up by the Greer. Tosses it over to Zach Tyre for the 2nd out of the inning for the Bucs. It's going to bring up Andy Castillo. Here's the guy that's going to start it off. It's going to be Andy Castillo batting from the right side facing Emmanuel Mercedes. Three to one. The Bucs just got 1 in the top of the 6th. And now in the bottom of the 6th, there's 2 outs and a 1-1 count to the catcher, Andy Castillo. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Brandon Lorenzo. And then it's Iker Noguera, the leadoff batter. Emmanuel, the tall, lanky right-hander, throws it hard. He has a great slider. There it is right there, swing and a miss. And here comes the payoff pitch, and it's taken for strike 3. You knew that was coming. A beautiful slider. We're going to head to the top of the 7th inning with your score 3-1 in favor of the home team. But the Bucs are not going away that easy. Stay tuned, everyone. You're following FSPN, listening to Uncle Muggs. And thank you for your support, everyone. We'll be right back.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your host, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to Westland Gardens Park, where we have a 3-1 game in favor of the home team, the Matter Academy Lions, and they're facing the visitors, the Bucs, that came up the Turnpike to take on these Matter Academy Lions in a must-win game for both teams. Matter Academy is 8-6. They started off 1-5. South Dade is 6-7, and they're both looking for quality wins. 2 good teams. The Buccaneers of South Dade are going to play Slam tomorrow, and then they have a meeting with Columbus on Friday. Last week they went 3-0. They beat Sunset, Gulliver, and Gables, and they've lost to good teams. They lost 4-3 to Florida Christian, 6-7 to Palmer Trinity, 3-1 to Braddock. And right now we're in the top of the 7th inning. La Rosa, the starter, is still in there, and he's going to face 7, 8, 9. The third baseman, Sebastian Dade, who got on by an error, and he grounded to second base. And it'll be Cornel Quinones, and the last batter is Damian Gorey. And the Matter Academy Lions just need 3 outs, and they'll get another victory, their 9th. Matter has Varela tomorrow and Brito on Friday, and then they head to Las Vegas. Ya se complicaron la cosa. First batter, he gets hit with a slider. Qué barbaridad. Now we need a double play, and there comes Tito. This might be the end of it. We might see Double G. I think he made a movement to the bullpen, and that's going to be it for Rosa. I'm going to give him a standing ovation here because he pitched very well. 7 strikeouts. He pitched 6 innings complete, and we'll be right back right after this. I think we're going to get Badalpina in here. We'll be right back.
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome back to Westland Gardens Park. We have a good baseball game between the visiting South Dade Bucs and the home team, the Matter Academy Lions. It's 3-1, top of the 7th inning. It's a two-velita game. We have two velitas and the shamrock. The 4-leaf clover is up. We have a new pitcher. His name is Vladi Badalpina. He's a right-hander, senior for these Matter Lions. Hody La Rosa threw 6 marvelous innings, allowing just 1 run, getting 7 strikeouts. The runner on first base does belong to him, Sebastian Del Valle. So there's nobody out, runner on first. The 8th batter's up, Cornel Quinones, and he struck out and flied out. He'll be followed by Damian Gorey. Badalpina from the stretch. Del Valle with a big lead. First pitch is over for a strike, and that's what you need. And let's see if Badalpina can put him away here. There's a check swing. Did he say he's going to check with the base umpire who doesn't even know what's going on? He's going to say safe because he wasn't even watching the play. He didn't even know they were calling his name, and he's out there. Wasn't called. See if the runner goes here. Castillo's ready. There's a ground ball to the right side, and it's going to sneak through. Of course, you give the guy a second chance. Yeah, that's going to happen. Check swing, questionable check swing there. That the base umpire wasn't even in the ball game. He's thinking about una frita en el rey de la frita. To the pitcher here. Or hard hit to one of the middle infielders to turn 2. We got 2 velitas lit. We got the shamrock lit up. Vladi Badalpina's on the mound. He came in to relieve La Rosa, and there goes the bunt, and it's popped up to the left side. And wow, what a hustle play. What a hustle play by Quevedo. Almost crashes into Castillo, but he came in a long way and really fast to catch a popped-up bump by Quinones. And that's going to bring up the leadoff batter with 1 out in the top of the 7th in a 3-1 game. It's Kevin Capacetti. Luis Alejandro Mora is on deck. Your pitcher is Vladi Badalpina. He's trying to shut the door here for the Lions and preserve the win, a save situation. Lorenzo's coming in and out, keeping the runner close. And that 2-seamer got away from Badalpina. I'm going to get a third one ready. I don't know. I don't want to waste them. But I have 2 already. 2 velitas in the shamrock. And there's one that's going to hit up the middle. It's going to get through everybody. It looks like 1 run may score. They're going to hold him up at third base. Ben Cosme's in center field. He gets to that one quick. The bases are loaded. They've gotten 2 hits off of the reliever. And they're getting to the part of the lineup where you got to really be careful. Alejandro Mora, He struck out twice, fly to left field, then it's Joseph Medina, the shortstop. There it is. We got two velitas and one of those four-leaf clover things. And we need all the help we can get here at Matter. Three to one game. Bases loaded. The reliever Valpina. A great, exceptional, tremendous stop by Andy Gatillo. He's playing his heart out. One out. One ball. And that one's hard hit to the right side. It's going to get through. Akers going to dive and miss that one. Fernandez is going to hit his cutoff. We're going to have a tie game. We're going to need more velitas here. We're tied up at 3 in the top of the 7th inning. You're watching FSPN, everybody. Here comes Tito Rodriguez in a 3-3 game now in the top of the 7th inning. This is going to put me in the hospital. Boy, I'll tell you, these Matter games are unbelievable. I'm going to have to go to another velita. Let's see if he's going to take Blatty out. We're going to be right back in either case. Thanks for watching, everyone. 3-3, top of the 7th.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your host, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball, and we have a really good game. Now we have a tie game in the top of the 7th inning with one out. The Bucs have tied the game against the Matter Academy Lions, and we have a new pitcher for the Lions. It's Adrian Peña, and he's going to try to put out this fire. And we have gone to now 4 velitas. And there they are. We have 4 velitas and the shamrock. And we've gone deep into the velita count today. We still have 2 left. I smell another walk-off, but before walk-off, we got to get through this inning. The runners are still in the corners for the visiting Bucs that are led by Omar Baldo. And I knew they were a scrappy team coming into this one. But, boy, I'll tell you, they really, really impressed me today with their performance. And they have good pitching, excellent defense, and tremendous coaching. And I don't think a forest fire is going to save us, but we're doing the best we can. We have 4 velitas going, and the fans are into it. We're coming to you from Westland Gardens Park. Wow, what a game! I can't complain. Some incredible games. Had a walk-off here against Pembroke Pines, had a walk-off against Matter, and then we had a walk-off against Cohia. And we're going to need something along those lines here. Runners on first and third, 1 out, and now it's the third batter up, Joseph Medina, and then guess what? Zach Tyer's on deck. So Adrian Peña has his hands full. I wouldn't be surprised if the runner goes. He fakes the go. First one for a strike. Quevedo was busting in. Medina squared like if he was bunting. Capasetti's on third. Mora's on first base. No balls and 1 strike to count with 1 out. We need a double play. We need a hard hit ball at shortstop. He squares off and he stretches for that one. It could have been a safety squeeze because, boy, he jumped. Medina has lunged for that ball. He almost went into the left-handed hitter's batter's box. And now he's got 2 strikes. Let's see what head coach Baldo has up his sleeve. Everybody's in. Here's the look at the infield. And that one's hit to the center fielder, Bencosme. The freshman's coming in on it. There's going to be a play at the plate. There it is. He's going to be safe. The Bucs are going to take the lead 4-3. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know if I have enough Belitas. The Matter had a 3-1 lead 15 minutes ago, and now it's 4-3. We have 2 outs. We're in the top of the 7th inning. The Bucs are sending up their 4th batter, who I would walk, even though he struck out twice today and grounded to the shortstop. 3 runs this inning for the Bucs. Top of the 7th. We're going to need a miracle. And there's a big pop fly to Ben Cosme in center field, and he's camped out under it. He's going to make the 3rd out. The Bucs are going to leave 1. They're going to get 3, and they're going to get the lead. We're going to head to the bottom of the 7th for some Matter Academy walk-off heroics. You're watching FSPN. Don't change that channel, anybody. Don't change that channel. We have a good one here.
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome back to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball, and we have a tremendous game. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 4-3 in favor of the visiting Bucs, who are looking for an upset. They're three outs away, just 3 outs away from an upset. They're going to have to face the last batter, Brandon Lorenzo, and then it's Iker Noguera, Jonathan Esponda, and Yodelkis Quevedo is going to end this one in walk-off fashion. It's Uncle Muggs coming to you from Westland Garden, where we have 4 Belitas lit up, folks, and the Shamrock. And we have a new pitcher. It'll be Brandon Lorenzo, trying to get a read on who the pitcher is, but there's a good look at the Belitas. I mean, I didn't think I was going to need them. It was 3-1 after 6. The Bucs get 3 in the top of the 7th inning, and now they're facing a new pitcher, and I had already put away all my stat sheets and everything, so I don't even know who this is. But he's a right-hander. I thought this game was over and done with. Ball 1 to Brandon Lorenzo. That's an easy take. Okay, now this is the start of something special. I'm going to set this one up. We have the leadoff batter coming up in Iker Noguera, and I wouldn't be surprised if Iker is bunting here to set the table for Esponda or Quevedo. Horta throws the first pitch over for a strike. Your batter's the leadoff batter, Iker Noguera, the senior second baseman for the Lions, and he's trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 7th in a 4-3 game in favor of the Bucs. Now there's a tremendous pitch out, and Zach Tyre was busting in. Boy, that was the biggest pitch out. The catcher, Vera, came around the batter, Noguera, and he's a left-handed batter, so he was like between Noguera and first base when he caught that pitch out. Noguera must have been freaking out. The ball got thrown 3 feet behind him, 15 when they won the state championship in 2014. I spent a lot of time there at Ray Boy Field, and I really have a little space in my heart for these South Dade Bucs and Burnside and Manoa and Kenny Picos and Sergio Lopez and everybody over there. There's the 3-2, and that's an easy take for Noguera. And boy, the umpire got a piece of that one. Baldo's going to come out and talk to Horta. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more action here from the bottom of the 7th inning. Don't go anywhere, folks. Esto está bueno. Hay 4 velitas, y aquí viene Esponda. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to another incredible game. The visiting Bucs are beating the home team 4-3, but it's the bottom of the 7th inning. There's no one out. The Lions have runners on first and second base in the likes of Penate and Iker Noguera. The batter is the red-hot Jonathan Esponda, and he's no stranger to walk-offs. He did one here against I-Matter. The outfield has come in a little bit for Omar Baldo, and a pop fly will win it. A base hit will win it. A strikeout will make it interesting. Horta stays in the game after a brief mound visit. We have 4 velitas going. I have a couple more if needed. The Shamrock is in full green. And we've got a good one for you here. Another one on a Tuesday night at Westland Gardens Park. On a beautiful night for baseball. I'm glad you could join us. FSPN doesn't disappoint. Good games. We've had some good ones. We've been blessed. Esponda goes to bunt. Vera throws through. That was a crazy throw. I mean, he got it there in the air and everything. But, boy, if I'm Baldo, I have my heart in my throat when the catcher throws in the center field. It's over. But there's to take a look at the infield. Everybody's, well, most of the infield is in on the grass. The corners are in. Del Valle is about even with the bag. He's got a cover for the steal. But here comes Zach Tyre, and he's all the way in there. Esponda takes that one. Now they fire over to first base from his knees. Man, what is Vera thinking? He overthrows that, and things are going to get complicated, even though the outfield is really in. Luis Alejandro Mora's in right field. Kevin Capacetti's the center fielder. Damian Gora's in left field. And Zach Tyre, Greer's at second. Medina is shortstop. Sebastian Del Valle is your third baseman. And the battery is Horta and Vera behind the plate. The batter's Jonathan Esponda. And things are getting good here. This game started a little bit late. We had a 6:45 start. We're coming up on 9:45. Been here for 3 hours. And it's well worth every minute. Horta takes a look at the runner Penati. And that's lowered away to Esponda. And what a game, folks. Let's start thanking everybody. I think this one's going to be over. I want to thank Florida State Tentless Termite Treatments for sponsoring this. And we still have sponsorship opportunities. If anybody wants to sponsor on this program, your business or organization, give us a call. There's our email. There's the phone number. We'd love to have you on here. There's a look at Esponda. There's your coach. Here's the 2-2. Wow, that's inside. A super easy take there when it almost hits you. Off pitch with nobody out to Esponda. An easy take. It's going to fill up the bases for guess who? The biggest dog and the baddest dog of them all, Yodelkis Quevedo. And there's nowhere to put him, folks. All right, here comes Baldo. I think this is the second time that Omar Baldo, the head coach for these Bucs, comes out, and I think he's going to make a pitching change, and he is. We're going to be right back right after this. Thanks for watching FSPN, everybody. What a great...
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to another incredible game here in South Florida between the visiting Bucs and the home team, the Mater Academy Lions, that were winning 3-1. It was the end of the 6th inning. Everything was cool. Hootie La Rosa had pitched a great game. All of a sudden, Omar Baldo and his South Dade Bucs said, wait a minute, I'm going to score 3 in the top of the 7th. I'm going to take the lead, and I'm going to punch you guys right in the face. And just like that, the Mater Academy Lions answered back, and now they have the bases loaded. There's no one out. There's speed on the bases. And the FSU commit, the third baseman, number 99, Yodelkis Quevedo's up to bat. There's a new pitcher. His name is Romero Del Rio. He came in for Horta, who came in for Emmanuel Mercedes, who came in for the starter, Jonel Lluveras. This is where we are now, in a 4-3 ball game in favor of the visiting Bucs, and the tall right-handed pitcher for the Bucs is on the mound, and there's a look at him. And boy, I really like the Bucs, and I like Omar. He's a great guy and everything, but man, I'm here with the home team, and I got to support my Lions. And if there's like a walk it off song, we got to start playing that right now, because I got a feeling that we're going to walk it off here with Yodelkis Quevedo. And we've reaching down deep, because we've got 4 candles lit. Here we are with 4 candles and a shamrock. And we have a 4-3 ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Uncle Muggs in the booth having a good time. High school baseball at its best on a Tuesday night from Westland Gardens Park. All right, let's see what Del Rio has. I'd be waiting a strike. I mean, if I'm Bencomo, I'll tell my big dog, hey, espérame una. There's one for the infield. There's a peek at the infield. Everybody's in. Del Rio's like a sidearmy kind of guy. Starts him off with a ball outside. An easy take for Quevedo. And there's a look at Quevedo. There's a look at the infield again. Vera's behind the plate. Short hop, great play by Vera. Saved the tying run from coming across. Benate over there has good speed. Noguera's on second base. Jonathan Esponda is on first base. There's nobody out. 2-0 the count to the big dog. I dare you to throw him a strike. Throw him a fastball, Del Rio. And he did. Well, he was taken. We knew he was taken. Throw him another one now. Come on, Yodekis. Sácame una. There's one that got away from Vera, but not far enough. 3-1 the count. Another ball here will tie the game, and it'll bring up Brian O'Brien Arrieta, the lucky lefty, the Irishman, who has 18 RBIs already on the year. Jonathan Esponda on first base, Noguera on second. And there's the tying run in the form of a walk. No need to prender la última velita. We're going to walk it off here, folks. 4-4, a tie game. Here. There's nowhere to put them. Bases are loaded. There's nobody out. It's the bottom half. And you know what Humberto should do is just tell the other team, listen, we're only going to play the 7th inning. You guys are going to bat in the top of the 7th. We're going to bat in the bottom of the 7th. We're going to walk you off, and we're going to save you 2.5 hours, save gas, save time, save money. The complete infield is in. Finally, there's a strike from Del Rio. Romero Del Rio. Brian O'Brien Arrieta. There's a good look at the lefty. And they're going to mob him. If he gets a base hit, it's going to be crazy. The outfield's playing in. And there's one hit past, and he does it again. Brian O'Brien Arrieta. And here come the Lions. They're going to mob him. There go the Lions. They're going to get him again. Another walk-off. We only had to use 4 velitas, folks. I love this team, but they're giving me a heart problems. I love Humberto, but I'm going to send them the bill por la pastillita. I want to thank everybody once again, Humberto. I want to thank everybody first on the Bucs side, which is Omar and Chris Rodriguez, Anthony and Brandon Abreos over there, and Ernesto Medina and the coaching staff for the Bucs. And I want to thank everybody at Matter, which is Humberto, Fajin, Ricky Rojas, of course, Tito Rodriguez, Butch Canicero, the athletic director, and Alex Tamargo, the principal. I hope you're proud of these guys, Alex. We're proud of them, and thanks for watching FSPN. We'll see you tomorrow right here against Varela. And I have to go by CVS y comprarme más pastillita de corazón. Thanks for watching, everyone.